Everybody here that we need? You coming over, or are you going to sit over in the corner? Are you good?
I couldn't tell where people were.
He don't want to be on camera.
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to be right here on camera.
That's all right.
All right, we'll go ahead and get started. Emergency needs. Do we have anything under emergency needs that needs to be taken care of that we have called in? Dana, you guys have anything at all? No emergency needs? All right. Jamie, on those water buffaloes, what's the status of that, and do you think we can pull them?
Water buffs are chemically they're fine. I don't think they've been used much at all, so I don't know that there's any need to keep them down there. There's no water systems down or anything like that. I think all the boil waters are even off now, right?
Can you verify all the boil water advisories for us and let us know with it?
So if all the boil water notices are off, I would be in favor of pulling off all those buffaloes back out and get rid of those. You guys okay with that? Good to go?
That's on order.
Okay. We talked yesterday, Captain, about going out and doing that area assessment. Unfortunately, I drove around last night for 4 hours and got in some places that almost got hung up, but we did a really good job yesterday. Everything that we identified yesterday that we saw was taken care of by 6 o'clock last night. So I didn't see a whole lot of debris. I spoke with a few people today that there's a couple places that need to be picked up in the town of Mannington, just a few outside of town. So what do you guys think about on our management plan of pulling some of that guard troops back out and working that way?
Go ahead.
I would say push teams out today to assist with a few onesies and twosies, and I'd say we'd assess by lunchtime and 1300 to withdraw those forces.
Okay. Are we going to leave one back or bring them all out at one time?
Bring them all back.
Okay.
Unless this morning you think there's a additional need for all teams to be out.
Gary, do you think there's any in your neighborhood where you saw you think people's going to have more stuff that's going to come out in the next couple of days?
I just saw some small places in a few people's yards or front sidewalks that there weren't a lot, but there were a few bags of things sitting around.
Okay. RJ, what's the plan at the landfill at this point after you get that load or so taken out today? Or are you going to put roll-offs or something in? Or?
I can. I mean, you can just leave it there kind of in the corner. I can clean it up again however you want us to do it.
Okay. Hi.
Hi. I guess I'm supposed to be here.
You're from?
Mannington.
Okay.
Mannington Youth Baseball.
Okay. Sabrina, we'll get her some place in the front where she can sit.
Out there?
Yes. What kind of a cutoff time? Jamie, you're here too. What do you guys think for a cutoff time? Opinions, thoughts? It's been...
You got to get it cut off because we were out riding yesterday on Buffalo Road. The guard was out there with 2 LMTVs, 2 Bobcats when we went out Buffalo Road. And we went up into Curtisville and 7 Pines, and they were finishing literally cleaning up as we were going out. And we came back through, and they were gone, and somebody already dumped a hot water tank and something else there. And it's that if you're going towards Curtisville, it's that satellite place you have on the left right there. So and we ran in that down south. I mean, it's just.
Our ground teams are concerned that they have become more of a picking up just dump trash detail than flood damages.
Okay.
So I think the hot water tank, I actually looked at it and it was clean.
Okay.
We're getting to that point where it's turned over to people who are taking advantage.
Okay. What would be, now RJ, this is back on your experience, if we allow people to bring stuff to the landfill, do you think we're going to have problems with that out of May?
Mm-hmm.
You think it's going to be?
Yeah, even I mean, the stuff I noticed was starting to get pretty dry.
Okay. Group thought?
I did run across folks yesterday in Wyatt, and they were still pulling stuff out of trailers and setting them up, and a lady was dropping off food and stuff that a lot of folks up there
in Harrison County
hadn't got any help.
Okay.
Yeah, Watson's just as bad.
Okay.
I mean,
well, we'll convey that to their director today, both directors, that they need assistance in those counties, and we'll try to offer But our missions, we had gone into Harrison County and picked up some debris missions also over there as the line kind of weaves in and out. But they'll have to try to get orders or something for that to mobilize in their county, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So, somebody want to make the... Yes, sir.
Director, I'll be willing to, between maybe 1,500, give an additional 2-hour window, if you can convey the message today to have whatever placed out, this morning, and we'd have a significant push this morning.
Okay, so what your thoughts are is message out now, we can get something on the TV, and then by 1,400?
Correct. Between 1,400 and 1,500.
Okay. And then we can have them call in here, Dana, you guys are prepared to handle those calls to call in? If they have any debris, they can call in, then they can talk to one of the lieutenants and they can coordinate that. That's a group consensus?
Sounds good.
Okay, that's it with that. So your plan at the site, amazing work yesterday, absolutely amazing. The entire debris pile, where did it go, has been removed. And see if you can show us that video real quick. We got about a 2-minute video you guys can watch the debris pile that these guys have taken out yesterday. It's just unbelievable effort that they had working over there. It looked like a ballet of machines moving yesterday. It was just unbelievable to watch what happened. But how many loads did we end up hauling out yesterday?
76 loads.
76 loads to the landfill, and they were packed in. They were doing an excellent job of packing the material in. But we'll show you guys real quick what we have with the debris pile and what concerns we have with
What was
it.
the tons?
421.43.
421 tons.
Yep.
We what would you say on more coming in today? Another 30?
Yeah, I mean, I would even, maybe 30, 40,
Maybe 30 tons.
like that, yeah.
And you're going to start pulling some of your assets. You're just going to leave one machine?
Yeah, I'm gonna
there?
leave one machine and kind of just take it after you guys get pretty much finished up there and clean it all up.
While we're talking about anything that you ready to go with it?
Yeah. Ready when you are.
Shoot it. This is the, you're going to kill his lights for a minute. This is the debris pile that we had. When he gets up a little higher, you can see the scale of the debris pile. The size of it is absolutely enormous, what we took out of there. And a lot of the stuff that we had, like we said, ended up being non-flood debris. And if you look on the left side, it's the DEP. Everything that comes in, they were separating all the materials out. They're still separating the hazmats out of it. We ended up leaving the, we're new on the drone, you can tell, with it. We're doing the best we can with the flight with it. But they're taking the hazmats and separating those. They'll be handled by the DEP, and all the other debris. You turned, Dennis, with this thing?
I thought I did. I know I turned on the first video. And of course I picked the second video.
Let's see if he turns. We'll show you the size of that pile. There we go. That's the size of the debris pile. And you can see that there's a lot of dry debris in there too that I think it was non-flood debris. And we also took out a lot of the white appliances, which they'll be sent to recycling, and that'll be handled. So that's cleaned up. He has just a little pile, maybe the size of the loader, left in the corner that was sent after they quit hauling yesterday. But other than that, everything's cleaned up. And what we have to do also, that site has to be cleaned. We didn't want to exceed the pad, which we did, but we don't want to get anything beyond the gravel surface because we have to restore that to the way it was, and we don't want anything leaching down through into the gravel since the landfill's already been capped. So that was kind of our goal. These guys from the Guard did a great job trying to keep everything on the pad. But RJ's team, when they came in yesterday, I've never seen something like that before. They really took this thing to task and cleaned it up. Well, by 4 o'clock, you had most of it, or almost all of it gone.
Yeah.
By 4 o'clock, they had all those loads taken out, and And they were also trying to work around the guard troops coming in, dumping their loads, and the citizens dumping their loads. And that's why we had to watch bringing the citizens in, dumping stuff. You know, when these machines are working, everybody has to stay out of the way. Those guys don't, they watch what they're doing, but it's hard for them to watch every move if there's a truck or something parked beside of them. And that's what we're trying to prevent, any injuries or anybody getting hurt from this stuff. You see it falling off the pile. But that's where we're at with the debris pile and with the cleanup with it. And that's all I have with that. Any questions about that? The DEP is still there today doing their work. All right, Dennis, go ahead. Any questions on the debris removal? Nothing? So if you get done today, when do you anticipate your project to be complete?
Just as soon as you guys tell me when.
Okay.
And you don't want me to haul anything away, really.
Okay.
I was just gonna let it build up, so it's all just kind of one round.
Okay.
Do it all at once, since there's plenty of space there now.
Jamie, when you want to, I mean, there may be some private loads coming in. When do you want to stop that? So we think it'd be a good day. Thoughts, Mike?
I'd say today, because I think this rain's gonna put a hamper on anybody that's.
What if we give them one more day? I mean, would that hurt if they're going to bring the stuff in? Ben, thoughts?
Well, I think you gotta advertise the day before you can actually say you quit.
It's like a meeting, you want them there at 9, you gotta tell them to be
Yeah,
there.
so if you wanna cut off today, you need to start advertising tomorrow's last day.
Well, the cutoff's tomorrow, meaning today.
So if the guard troops stop today, then we can accept private loads coming in until...
Well, you still gotta be careful there because you know what's gonna happen. Once you advertise a private load, then you're gonna have all dry goods.
Well, and that's, we've seen a lot of stuff come in that was from other counties or different places that wasn't flood debris. I mean, you can see that people cleaned their basements out and their buildings
Yeah, I
out.
noticed that going through Mannington yesterday, houses that I knew that weren't underwater that had stuff piled out front that was dry.
I mean, you got a few cases like Gary there that wasn't home, wasn't able because of the job. But for the most part, the people needed help, got help last week.
So if we did advertise and say that that anyone that has any flood debris that needs to be removed to call our number, then Dana can instruct them they could privately haul it in or something at that point. That way we keep a little more.
That would put a better step in control into it, of course, and then you could verify somewhat, you know, that they live in an area that's
Yeah, what
actually
address
flooded.
do you live at?
Does that sound?
Now there ought to be an assessment done on.
Does that sound good?
Yeah.
All right, is we all agreeable with that?
Yeah.
Good with that. What kind of an exit plan do you guys have today, or you want to discuss that later? Or?
No, we'll share. So the Air Force loader team, they're leaving today. We still have how many teams? 3?
Should have 4.
4 teams remaining today. And at the end, we're just going to consolidate to 5 personnel left behind tomorrow for equipment maintenance and any recovery efforts. And also, if the need is for small loads, things that can be hand picked up for a couple hours tomorrow, we can send a LMTV out to assist. But the focus for tomorrow would be for the 5 personnel to do recovery, cleanup, and for all the personnel on the teams, end of mission today, for them to be released to their home of records.
Okay. And we need to E-team this back to, or is that done through you, but you want a release from us also?
Yes.
Okay. Dennis, will you get that? We'll do it. We'll get his plan, and we'll do an E-team back to Charleston and what we're going to do and how we're going to do it. Any other thoughts with debris? Questions? Thoughts? Donation management, Sabrina, you have the connecting link site opened up?
I have to meet her today. I'll be meeting her today. They open up at 1 o'clock.
They open up at 1 o'clock. Okay, and these supplies from North Marion have been taken to?
To 617 Virginia Avenue.
Okay.
Or Virginia Street, technically.
Okay, do we know where the supplies from Blackshear went to, or where they're going to go? Gary, do you have any idea where they're going to go to? So everybody knows that what the plan is for the donations. Connecting Link is a nonprofit that specializes in helping people in need. That's what they do. They have their own board of directors. So we had asked them to take this task on. They're going to assist people with getting appliances, food, shelter, anything they need. Connecting Link is going to take that task on. And we're hoping that people if they donate, they can donate to Connecting Link. It'll be earmarked for flood victims only, and that money will only go to flood victims. So that's what our goal is with the connecting link, and they're going to open up shop for the next 2 weeks at 617 Virginia Street in Mannington. So if we can get, anyone has supplies or donations they want to give, if we get it in one central point where it's sent out, I think it's an excellent way for us to monitor the list of people that needs the donations. And I want everybody to know also, we're going to, Connecting Link will have a list of this, all 486 homes that were affected with the flood water, and they can verify that they were an actual flood victim. We've had the police stop several people over the weekend that were selling the supplies again. They were taking the stuff to other stores in other counties and trying to return the supplies. So that's becoming a major problem. So if we use this based upon the list that we have, these are the actual flooded homes. If they're not on the list, they need to call us and get assessed, and then we can get them on the list for FEMA, and that way we'll have a copy of it here. So I really think we got a pretty good handle on the donation part of it, and I know a lot of these places want to try to get back to normal, where they've done an excellent job of passing out donations. I've never seen such streamlined donations being passed out. It was like a well-oiled machine, seeing these cars pull in, the cars filled up and sent out. But Jamie will get with us here in a little bit from the health department on the boil water notices. We had a lot of people.
Actually, I already did.
He already did?
Our district office is aware of no active boil water notices in our zone. So.
Okay, we need to push that out today in our media briefing to everyone, that there is no boil water notices.
They're aware of none. So
okay, they're not aware. So people are going out and telling people that they're going to haul water to so-and-so, they're on a boil water notice, or they have no water. We had that multiple times over the weekend, and people have misinformation. So I think if
boil water advisory lifted.
they're
aware of none that are active. Right?
No current.
No current.
So there's a massive supply of water that was sent here, and you know, if you have people working on the house or teams cleaning or whatever, it's fine to get water to do that with. But you see people with a pickup truck load of water going to go to some community, and then we saw them going the opposite direction down the highway that wasn't even flood affected. So we need to help these folks that's doing the donations from being scammed the best we can. You know, it's really sad that when you have a disaster, it brings out the good and the bad. I mean, the good overwhelms the bad, but there's still a lot of bad that happens with this. All right, anything else we need to discuss before we break here? So RJ, you're good with your plan with us? Guard's good with their plan?
Contact at Virginia Street. Is there, you go there in person? Is there a number they can call? Or?
The connecting link number, she said in her personal.
Then you have it somewhere.
363-4882.
Can you say it again, please?
363-4882.
Thank you.
Have we found very many big propane cylinders and stuff?
No. At the site up here, the DEP was up there. We looked yesterday. Yesterday, Dennis, we looked. We had a few of the compressed gas cylinders. Most of them were drained. Any of the refrigerant and the appliances, they had somebody come up and take all the Freon and refrigerant out of the appliances. So all of them were rendered safe by that. So no, there's no. They had a lot of paint, but the paint was segregated, and the DEP is going to handle that, removing it. But
I smell gas everywhere. You've seen the gases. Being on a motorcycle opposed to a car, and there are gas valley, just so many valleys you drop down into, you can just smell natural gas just permeates.
And today FEMA is having the public assistance side come in. They'll be here sometime 8:30, 9. We have them scheduled all day today. They're going to do interviews with the affected agencies so they can give them an initial damage assessment of what they have. Parks and Recreation, they sustained damage to the parks, the rail trail. The Board of Education I'm sure had damage to the school. We've had overtime for people that's been out working. They need to return all those numbers in when they come in today. Under the Mannington baseball teams, they had different ones like that, or nonprofits and government entities. Throughout the day today, they'll be doing those interviews and trying to come up with a number. You know, I would say at this point, on the county commission level, with the debris management and hauling the debris away and the landfill fees and what we have incurred, I would say we're in excess of probably $200,000 just on our level here that we haven't invested in so far. But it's a pretty big event, and we're on the winding down stage. But what we got to do is work with this connecting link and the Red Cross people to make sure there's no unmet needs and that everybody's been taken care of to the best of our ability. Any thoughts or suggestions or comments before we wrap up? We'll put.
One of the things that I heard yesterday too was that a lot of people out in the country, their vehicles aren't operational, so they don't have a way into town. Was there any? I don't know what the best route is anymore. Is there still? Does the bus still make a loop out in those those areas?
But you did hear that?
I did hear that. Yeah.
Well, what we can do, Dana, get a hold of Jeff Mullinax from the Transit Authority and ask him if he can't make arrangements maybe for the next 2 or 3 days to send one of the smaller buses up the Buffalo Fork and up the Route 250 and see if is any need. I'm sure they can go out and do that today and do an assessment with that.
I know there's been some runners that go to our distribution centers, and they fill up their cars and take them out.
Okay.
There's some girls and boys doing that, so
And driving around yesterday, it's just really sad to see some of these people. They lost everything they have. They have nothing left, and some of them are in mobile homes. And with 4 foot of water, the floors are made out of particle boards. They're going to fall through the floors, and everything they have, all their furniture, all their belongings is ruined. And it's just absolutely heartbreaking to see this. And we hope that FEMA gives us the declaration so these people can get some help. That's what our goal is with that. Anything else? Any other topics we need to discuss? So today by 1 or 2 o'clock you'll have information on Connecting Link up and running. The Guard by noon will have a pretty good feel of what's going to happen assessment wise with that. And RJ's good on his side. Health Department, the boil water, just keep an eye on that for us.
Yeah, that information comes through the district office, so they're over here in town.
Any more plans for the shots? You're going to do the clinic in town now?
I think all the shots are through the health department.
All shots with the health department.
Yeah, our last clinic was down to 30.
And Mike, we need to get you hooked up with our floodplain guy, and you can maybe show him what you've done here in Mon County and what you've already done in our county, so we can get these water lines permanently marked.
Well, the thing with that is I was talking to our floodplain coordinator, and because we marked our lines, and it actually takes the state to change the flood lines.
Correct.
But that's what we did was we're going to show them how much there were areas that weren't even near the floodplain. I don't know what they're going to do, but.
Well, what Mike did, Mike went around for us and found all the high water marks from the flooding, and GPS located them and put the elevations on and all the marks on them. And then we're going to pass this up through the state and hopefully to FEMA to get some of these flood maps revised for these people to identify the floodplain. So it should help these people out in the future. And we can at least see. In Mannington, it was pretty close to the 100-year flood. It exceeded it, what happened with the lines on it. So they'll have to make some adjustments to it. And the only way they can make adjustments is have good facts from us, and we'll have those.
You can't block flood insurance unless you're in the floodplain. And then there's now our floodplain coordinator. I need to get our floodplain coordinator with your floodplain coordinator, because our guy lives in Pizza. That's all he does. And there's actually it's called a preferred risk policy or something. So people that aren't in the floodplain, it's actually flood insurance, and it's through FEMA, and it's pennies on the dollar compared to what people in the floodplain pay for, but it covers these areas where it's not by the creek. It's those, I call them the avalanche chutes. It's just the right topography, and it comes down, and we've got a perfect shot of it. We found that on Saturday. They didn't live by the creek, and it blew you could tell it just came down and washed the whole front of their house. It knocked it off its foundation, but they didn't even live by the creek, and they got pounded.
And Dennis, with the schedule too, I know you guys are working on it. Be sure we have some kind of our plan for rehabbing our employees is put into effect, because last week we had over 100 some hours put in per employee, so we got to get those people recouped and try to get some fresh staff in here to help us out with that. So that'd be a good thing to work on today also. Just remind everybody, keep all your receipts, all your time sheets, and then hopefully when they come in today, they'll explain to us what we need to do from FEMA and how to get the numbers. Ben, anything on the parks that you want to tell us before we quit?
No, we're still cleaning up. Still haven't assessed everything.
All right.
Everything from roads.
Highways?
I noticed that some of the places even from Saturday until yesterday, there are places that, I mean, I think I can actually go back through and look at pictures and see where there's going to be major road slides. I mean, you can tell it's fresh cracks in the pavement and stuff.
Yeah, with checked out, Highways does their own separate assessment, but we need to make sure what those numbers are and just have an idea what we had for the county. But
some of those places where the banks have slid in, it's got the
Yeah, you haven't
ditch
seen
plugged
all
off,
those yet.
and then so when it rained, you were supposed to get an inch of rain today, and it's all
This
been
rain
right
today,
in the
you're
road.
gonna have some appear that was there that's now gonna be visible.
Right.
based upon what we have today, you guys okay with the rainfall and what you guys are out in the field doing today?
I mean, it's a little more dangerous, of course, but we should be all right.
Yeah, it's not gonna disrupt unless
Okay.
significant lightning.
Okay.
Continue operations as normal.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll have FEMA should be here just in a little bit, and
I do have one more thing.
yes, sir.
Did they know to let us go up and down 250, even though the road's blocked off today?
The road's blocked off for.
The fair by Mannington.
Yeah. What time's the road stop today? 5. Lineups at 5. Parades at 6. Yeah.
So we should be way gone. But
Yeah. You guys should be out of there before that time.
And also, regarding the parade, I'll try to get a small group detachment in uniform just to go over, just to meet and greet, shake hands.
That'd be great. That'd be great. I'm sure the folks in the community really want to thank you guys for all the work that you guys put in. That'd be excellent. Anything else? All right. That's all we have. We'll put it in writing.